Hi, my name is Mark Chigueras, founder of 90-Minute Workshops. I'm pleased to be sharing with you some powerful tips on how to excel with managers who have favorites. These tips and perspectives are for people with an open mind who truly want to find ways to accelerate their relationships with their manager and to graduate to favorite status. These tips are not for people who view themselves as victims of favoritism. This video is brief, direct, and fluff-free. It contains some easily actionable tips and intentionally omits the science behind them. Let's begin by taking a quick look at some of the reasons managers have favorites. It's natural for humans to have favorites. And like it or not, this extends into the workplace as well. Managers tend to favor employees who they perceive exhibit the behaviors you see listed here. Take a moment to review them. Your manager having favorites is not illegal, immoral, against company policy, or unethical. It is human nature. Accepting and understanding this fact is the key to becoming a favorite should you decide to do so. Here's something else to think about. As humans, we tend to stay away from people who don't make us feel good about ourselves and don't make us look good to others. So remember, managers are humans. Pretty logical, right? All right, let's now take a look at some tips for excelling with your manager. Tip number one is probably something you've heard many times before from your parents. Put on a happy face. When people discover they are not a favorite, there's a natural tendency to feel badly about it and to rationalize why it is not right and why the manager is unfair. This often extends to lobbying coworkers and maligning the manager. Think about it for a minute. How can these actions possibly help? The fact is, they won't. These actions will, however, negatively impact your performance, your promotability, and how you are perceived. My advice is simple. Spend zero time and even less energy feeling bad about not being one of the favorites. Spend zero time convincing yourself and others that managers having favorites is unfair. And spend zero time judging your manager. Instead, invest your energy in tips 2 through 4 and become a favorite. Tip number 2 is become a favorite. Now I realize that this notion may be unappealing to some of you. Favorite in your mind may connote timeless terms such as brown nose, bootlicker, kiss up, sellout, etc. But is this how you felt when you convinced your spouse to marry you? Or when you interviewed for your job? Probably not. You didn't see yourself as any of these things. In my mind, being a favorite means getting recognized with top performance ratings, choice assignments, good press with your manager's manager, and promotion. There is no downside, only upside. Think about it. Giving your manager more of what they value and less of what they don't makes perfect sense. Getting the answers to the test means figuring out what to give your manager more of and what to give them less of. There are 2 simple ways to accomplish this. One is indirect and the other is direct. Let's start with the indirect approach. This simply involves observing the behaviors of the people who are the favorites. It's important to be objective during this exercise and not let emotion or ego get in the way. Once you have identified 3 behaviors that you feel are not illegal, immoral, or unethical, give them a try. Give it some time, be consistent, and don't advertise it. Let your actions speak. After you have incorporated these as your behaviors, add a few more. And when you observe a behavior in others that your manager does not appreciate it, simply note it and ensure that you do not demonstrate that behavior. Simple stuff, right? It's amazingly simple and amazingly powerful. Another highly effective way to get the answers to the test is to ask your manager directly. Schedule some time with your manager to pick their brain And during the meeting, ask them the following questions. Would you share with me the top 3 behaviors or characteristics of the most effective employees that you have managed? Would you share with me the top 3 behaviors and characteristics of the least effective employees that you have managed? Asking these questions presents 0 risk. Your manager is a subject matter expert on themselves and will be pleased to share their thoughts. I highly recommend that you also ask these questions anytime you get a new manager. It shows your interest in them and in giving them more of what they value and less of what they don't. Tip number 4 is perhaps the easiest and most powerful. Make someone look good. At least once a week, find a way to make someone look good in front of others. You'll be amazed at the benefit to them, the organization, and the way you are perceived. It's simple, it's highly effective, and it's fun. Give it a try. Thank you for watching, and good luck working your way to the top of your manager's list. To learn more about 90-minute workshops, visit our website or drop me an email. I'd love to hear from you.